Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope that you are feeling better at home, and at the same time we are going through a very holy month, that's Ramadan, and I hope that you have kept the fast. My dear students, some days before we have started the chapter electricity, and I have taught you so many things in this chapter. But today the topic which we have to study, that is Ohm's law. Let me give you some brief introduction about Ohm. Actually, there was a scientist. His name was George Simon Ohm. There was a scientist. His name was George Simon Ohm. He was born on 6 July 1787 in Germany. After spending a huge time in receiving the education in different schools, then in colleges, and lastly in universities, he became a very famous physicist because he gave one of the important law in physics, which is called Ohm's law. In 1827 year, what Ohm did, he started studying the relationship between electric current and potential difference. In 1827 year, he started the finding out the relationship between electric current and potential difference, and he made a relation between these two things, that's electric current and potential difference. And this law becomes famous as Ohm's law. As far the statement of Ohm's law is concerned, it states that electric current, which is denoted by I, electric current is directly proportional. This is known as a directly proportional to the potential difference, which is denoted by V. What is the statement of Ohm's law? I will repeat. Electric current I is directly proportional, this is called directly proportional to the potential difference V across the ends of the conductor, provided the physical conditions like temperature, pressure, and humidity must remain constant or unchanged. This law is known as a Ohm's law. This is actually a statement form of Ohm's law. And its mathematical form is I is directly proportional V. Let me tell you one more important point. What does it mean? Directly proportional, I is directly proportional V. What does it mean? It means that if I increases, if current increases, the potential difference also increases. If current decreases, the potential difference also decreases. As this is directly proportional V, I may write here V is also directly proportional I. Clear? Now, for further simplification, if we want to remove this directly proportional, I may write here V is equal to R times I. Here comes new thing, that is R. This R is a constant which is called constant of proportionality and is called resistance of the conductor. So I may write here where R is the constant of proportionality and is called resistance of the conductor. As far as resistance of the conductor, we have studied a lot about it, but inshallah in next video we will throw a light on resistance of the conductor. If we want to simplify here, what is the formula for resistance? I may write here R times I is equal to V, because as V is equal to Ri, it means that Ri is equal to V. So R, keep it R as it is. Here is V, keep it in right hand side. But with R there is a multiply I. If we take this I to the right hand side, we know that when this is multiplied, this will become divided. And this is the mathematical expression for resistance. That is the ratio of potential difference to the flow of current I is called resistance. And this is the mathematical expression of Ohm's law. And I hope that you have understand all these things which I have discussed here. One more important point I will tell you here. If we want to plot a graph for an Ohm's law, so we have to take two axes. This is called x-axis, this is called y-axis. I may write here x-axis and this is another axis, x y axis. These two axes meet here, and this point is called origin, and it is denoted by O. Origin. This is origin. Through x-axis we always take potential difference V, and through y-axis we have to take the current I. And now we have to plot graph between potential difference and current. This graph is always straight. Now my dear students, remember this, the graph for Ohm's law is always straight, because the ratio of potential difference to the flow of current across the ends of the conductor is always constant. That's equal to R, which is called the resistance of the conductor. And this law is known as a Ohm's law. One more important point. This Ohm's law is also called Ohm's acoustic law. This Ohm's law is also called Ohm's acoustic law, or there is one more law, Ohm's acoustic phase law. It is also called Ohm's acoustic law or Ohm's acoustic phase law. As far as this resistance is concerned, it depends on few things: length, temperature, etc., etc. And one more point, the substances which obeys or satisfies the Ohm's law, those substances are known as ohmic resistors. And for them, the graph is always straight. For ohmic resistors, the graph is always straight. And the substances which do not obey the Ohm's law, known as non-ohmic resistors. The example of ohmic resistors are all metals, and the examples of non-ohmic resistors are liquid electrolytes. I hope that you have understood these things easily. Now let me tell you one more important point. This question is asked often in the examination, and my dear students, you need to prepare it in advance, because this is very, very important. Thanks. Have a nice day.